Hello, this is Debbie Hart, the president of BioNJ. Despite the challenges of a major snowstorm the night before, BioNJ's annual meeting, awards program, and networking event was a record breaker, attracting more than 500 members of New Jersey's vibrant biotechnology community. It was a night filled with friends, hope, and inspiration. The night started on a high note, recognizing our outgoing chairman, Dr. Geert Kouwenberg, and outgoing board members, Drs. Lisa Drakeman and Uli Grau. We quickly harnessed Uli's talents for the benefit of the board, where he stepped up and made a difference chairing our public policy committee. I'm thinking, hopefully, Uli, you have another company in your future, and I would ask that you please bring it to New Jersey.
To the member companies and the audience here, I would say you have really strong advocates in this board. They're well connected, both locally on the state level as well as nationally, reaching, obviously, with Bio in Washington. I know that everyone on the board is willing to reach out to you, and the board in many ways is only as strong as the member companies and how you support and engage in these affairs. So with these words of encouragement, so to speak, I'd like to thank again and wish you good luck. And remember, luck meets the prepared mind. Thank you.
And I especially wish the best for all of the biotech companies, that you'll succeed in bringing new products to patients, and that you'll succeed in building good businesses that will not only help patients, but that will help the economy, that will provide new jobs. So with all of that, let me wish you the very brightest future for all of you and for biotech, and thank you so much for the chance to be involved.
It has been a great pleasure to work with you, my dear Mr. Chairman. Your legacy will be rich and enduring, and I and BioNJ will be forever indebted. Thank you so much, Geert.
BioNJ has invested in new initiatives, going from majorly enhanced member services to a highly successful biopartnering series that started this past year, investing in a new website, creating an international outreach program, growing the Life Sciences Seed Syndicate, and starting to lay the foundation of a translational research institute in New Jersey. I mentioned it before. The BioNJ team under Debbie Hart has performed exquisitely. I want to thank you for your professionalism and your friendship the past 2 years and the many years before. And I look forward to enjoying the benefits of your work as a member of your organization in the years, I should say our organization, in the years to come. And to all of you, thank you for all your support and hard work in the past 2 years. And good luck in your endeavors in the years to come. Thank you.
As he has done for the past several years, Bio President and CEO Jim Greenwood provided his insights into the future opportunities and the challenges that await the industry in Washington.
New Jersey, 133 companies received $52 million, and that $52 million put you third only to California and Massachusetts in the number of grants awarded. So that tells you something about the strength, and that's not politics. That's the strength of the industry there.
In a night dedicated to highlighting the industry's accomplishments, we were honored to recognize New Jersey Senator Joe Kyrillos and Assemblyman Upendra Shivakula for their long-standing contributions to biotechnology in the Garden State. Named for an industry icon, the Dr. Saul J. Baer Award is presented each year to an industry leader who embodies the qualities of vision, innovation, and leadership. We were thrilled to have Dr. Baer present the 2011 award to Amicus Therapeutics Chairman and CEO John Crowley.
For therapies where no therapies existed before, for drugs for conditions which were thought to be hopeless. This is what our industry does, and the connection between the industry and each of us and our families is nowhere made clearer than in John's story. I now present the award to someone who I admire greatly, consider a friend, and an inspiration, John Crowley.
That's beautiful. Let me say that I could not have found a better mentor or role model in Saul Bearer.
The story of John and his wife Eileen's fight to find a cure for their children, Megan and Patrick, has been told in books and in the movies, but never so eloquently as by John in his keynote address that evening, which challenged us all to work a little harder, do a little better for patients and their families.
It's about this industry called biotechnology. And sometimes it's a lot of fun, and sometimes it's really, really hard. And there are days where it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and sometimes the science just doesn't cooperate, and we get that backwards. But I could tell you, it really is about the journey of entrepreneurs together, everybody at Amicus today. And so when I think about entrepreneurship, and we think about, they came up with this title for the movie, Extraordinary Measures, and you got to think about all the extraordinary measures, everyone in this room, whether you work in biotechnology, whether you support it in any way, everything that we've done to go that extra mile. People rising up against adversity in their personal lives, in their businesses. And when you think about it, entrepreneurship really is just that. It's a state of mind. For many of us, it's a state of being as well. And what we really do in biotechnology is we are the force of creative destruction in science. But I hope we never lose the vision, and I hope we never lose the appetite for risk-taking, because that's really what it's all about. The second trait I've seen in every great entrepreneur I've ever worked with is persistence. I had to learn it the hard way. When I went out to Oklahoma to help start that tiny little biotechnology company to try to come up with a medicine for our kids' Pompe disease, I went out with 2 personal possessions. I went out with a framed picture of Eileen and the kids, and I had a tiny little bookmark that my mom had sent me about a week earlier. And I took that bookmark, a little brass plaque, and I put it inside the frame just because I didn't have any place else to put it, and I didn't want the cleaning crews at night to take it, and I just kind of tucked it into the picture. And it was a quote from Winston Churchill, and it said very simply, never, never, never quit. And I have to tell you, not just at Novozyme, but a lot of times in more than a decade of running these biotechnology companies, there are plenty of days where I wanted to quit, to hang it up, where there were people better than me, smarter than me, richer than me, better connected, everything, where I couldn't lead a team right, where I made mistakes that cost us time, money, and God forbid, suffering and lives. But through that all, I had the picture of the family, and then I had that little plaque, the never, never, never quit. As an entrepreneur in biotech, the glass isn't only half full, it's really, really clean too. Yeah, I've learned from Saul, I've learned from a lot of our board members, I've learned from all my teammates at Amicus. Learned a lot from Eileen. And I've learned a lot from our kids. And all kids have this amazing way of teaching their parents, oftentimes without their ever knowing that they're teaching us along the way. And yeah, Megan and Patrick and John, in his own way, they have really special needs, but they have amazingly special gifts. And one of those gifts that they each have is the gift of optimism. Every morning when I'm getting ready for work and it's crazy in the house and the Jack Russells are running around and God knows how many nurses are coming and going and I got to get John to school on time, Megan always comes flying in the room, and here's a kid, you talk about managing adversity in life. A kid since she was about a year old who's had physical challenges that none of us in the room could ever even imagine. And the grace and strength that she's lived are an amazing example. And every morning when she comes in and I'm shaving and cleaning up and rushing around, I ask her the same question. I said, Megs, how you doing this morning? She comes flying in her wheelchair, and she gives me the same one-word answer every day. It's become a bit of a routine for the last many years, and she's in 8th grade now. She gives me one word, awesome. She said, I'm awesome. I'd been gone for the better part of 2 weeks. Eileen was in with me at dinner, and I said, let's go home and see the kids. And we got back a little bit late, and I walked into Megan's room, and it was just Megan. Her nurse had stepped out. And she's kind of a light sleeper, and she woke up. I gave her a kiss, and she said, Daddy, how'd you do? How was your big business trip? And I said, well, Megan, I said, we did pretty well. She said, I know, I saw you on TV. I said, well, Megan, I said, I had my suit on, the power tie. I said, how'd the old man look? And she said, well, actually, Daddy, you looked really, really, I was thinking powerful, and she said, you looked really, really kind of short. So, and she asked me, she said, Daddy, are you going to be here in the morning? I said, yeah, Megs, I'll be here. She said, will you take me to school? I said, sure, I'll take you to school. She said, okay. She closed her eyes. She said, good night, I love you. I said, I love you, Megs. And I think in that moment, I realized the true humility and success. We are humbled all the time in biotech as we struggle and oftentimes fail in drug development. But I think the challenge is in those really good times to keep that humility, keep that perspective. And it wasn't the humility of Megan teasing me. She teases me all the time. It was in realizing that, you know what, she really, truly didn't care about a big IPO or Gulfstream airplanes. What she really cared about was that her dad was gone for 2 weeks, and she really missed him, and she really wanted him to take her to school the next day. And maybe that's the right perspective. I know that so many of us, all of us, have in this room. And there are times where it's easy to forget about it a little bit or lose that perspective. But I could tell you, every great leader I've ever met or worked with, they have that perspective, they have that balance. And they realize that, in the words of Anna Quinlan, who wrote A Short Guide to a Happy Life, a wonderful little book if you have a chance to read it, she wrote that life is a terminal illness and we're all going to die from it. The measure of your life is how you live the days in between and how you spend your time. I will close with these words that Geeta Anand, who wrote the book The Cure, about our family's journey that inspired the movie, that Geeta wrote this in the last paragraph to her epilogue. And I think she captured so beautifully well the perspective of time. Geeta wrote that as human beings, we are defined at our cores by how we respond to hardship. Writing about the Crowleys has taught me that there is not one right way, but that each person must find her own path, drawing on her own unique strength, passion, and resources. Who can say whether John or Eileen's role is more important? Fueled by love, each of their journeys is tough, vital, and courageous. Knowing that each day may really be their children's last, they live with abandon, throwing themselves into every birthday party, trips to Broadway, weekends at Ocean City. Knowing so intimately the tenuousness of life, they instinctively understand what most of us sometimes forget, that all they really have and all they really are pursuing is time, time with the people they love. And so they grab on to each precious moment, cherish it, celebrate it, laugh at it, cry at it, and hope for another, even as they continue onto the journey into the unknown and the unknowable that we all call life. Thank you. This is a true, true honor to get this award in Saul's name. And thank you for all you do for so many people. Thank you.
Finally, Dr. Saul Bearer, in his new role as BioNJ chairman, closed the evening with his vision for the future of biotechnology in New Jersey.
After listening to John, I remembered something I read about leadership, and you read a lot of things about leadership, and leadership is A, B, C, or D, but the one that struck me which really impacts many, many people in this room, all of you who are leaders, and that is that a leader provides or shares a vision with people that is greater than themselves. and that ensures that people understand that everything they do contributes to that vision. And we're really fortunate in biotechnology. We work in a great industry, but the vision we have is of helping patients with serious diseases in one sense or another. That's what we do. That's an important vision, and we have a long, long way to go. And everyone at each of our companies, no matter what the function, will help build toward that vision. And that's an important concept, and the vision was never clearer than in John and Eileen's story. As the organization representing the biotechnology community in the state, a community that is responsible for significant entrepreneurial activity and is destined to be an even greater employer in this state, we need to be champions of the value of innovation. Our biotechnology industry holds the key to providing the next generation of innovations that will improve our lives and give New Jersey's economy a much-needed boost. Our powerful and vibrant BioNJ can continue to support New Jersey as uniquely positioned in this great industry for the well-being of patients in our state and around the world, for the treatments of new diseases, and for a vibrant and economically rewarding climate for New Jersey. Let us all work together to continue to grow this important organization and our industry toward greatness. Thank you.
It was a heartwarming evening filled with friends, hope, and inspiration. We hope you'll join us at the BioNJ Annual Dinner Meeting, Awards Program, and Networking Event in 2012.